it is time for another must-watch for this season of winter. I can't believe we're still in season of winter. It doesn't feel like winter no more where I'm at. It really doesn't. So you can tell spring is literally right around the corner. Well, technically, spring already started to some, but here I am. But this is a very interesting, weird anime. When it first came out this season, it had everyone like, yo, what's up with this opening? What's going on? And it's a studio that literally made its own identity inside the anime industry, and that is Studio Gohands. And if you don't know, I'm actually a fan of Studio Gohands. Since the very beginning, from K to the infamous Handshakers, yes, I actually like Handshakers, to its sequel spinoff, Wise, to the girl I like without glasses, to the one about the cat and the girl, to even this latest work of theirs. And this latest work of theirs is called Momentary's Lily. And boy, did it take the reactionaries by storm. This one did. Because the way it is, Studio Gohan just goes out of his way to try to do something weird or interesting. Its camera angles, its 3D design, with its 2D design, the way it is composing its music, everything about it has its signature. No matter what anime Studio Gohands will do, you can always tell it's Studio Gohands. The colors, the designs, everything about it. You can just like, yeah, it's Studio Gohands. So Momentary Lily, I was already on board when I saw previews of it. And then I saw the episode, and the opening. Oh my gosh, the opening. People who are reacting to this opening like, yo, what's going on? This is crazy. This is nuts. But that's what it is, man. They try to be their own version of Shaft, but as years went on, they found their own true standing within the industry. Now, you may hate them, you may like them, but you know about them. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters to some people. It matters to me. The Momentary Lily is pretty much could be that basic JRPG story that you'll play in any kind of video game made from the East, where the setting where the world is very empty. You have a select group of characters that you will focus on. One of them has amnesia, and of course they carry around giant weapons. And with the power of friendship, they can overcome anything. But of course, there's a big secret behind everything: the characters and of course the world itself. That pretty much sums up almost every basic generic JRPG that Japan makes, but I love them. I really do, man. From Akiba Beats, from Persona, Final Fantasy, all of them. Blaze, even some of the fighting games, Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear, they all have that premise to them that makes things interesting. Hell, even Danganronpa does it as well. But what I'm trying to say here is that it plays off a very generic kind of story trope, but it truly made it its own. Like, yeah, this is a generic JRPG story trope, but this is Studio Gohan's generic spin on it. So therefore, you may enjoy it with very good, flashy fighting scenes. So it's a story about a girl named Rangy, and she is lost within the city with a mysterious weapon. She has no memory of who she is or where she came from. All she knows is that she's awkward around strangers and she loves to cook. She gets hungry. She loves to say "Kampo." In fact, all the girls she meets in this series all have their own thing. One goes bam bam, one talks in JRPG dialect, one always talking about how she's the big sister, and of course, one even goes guilty. Guilty a lot based off some novel that they read. So all the characters have this very signature standing about them that's very interesting. They all have their own forms of weapons. That some of them are named off their Norse mythology, and the creatures they hunt, well, sentient beings they hunt, anyways, are humongous giants with no heads. Well, at least whatever is on top of where their head should be is there, and they fight these things every now and then, and they're called wild hunts. So with that, you have the basic premise of the story. She joins these people in every episode. I do mean almost every episode. There is a cooking time segment where Ranji shows them how you make quick cooking meals very fast and easy where anyone can do. Showing that anyone can cook, you just gotta get your butt up and try to do it. I thought I could never cook, but when I moved to the city, I was like, I gotta start cooking on my own to save some money. And that's exactly what I started doing. You just Google up a recipe, buy the ingredients, and follow a recipe. And as time goes on, you start doing it your own way, where you don't even need to read the recipe anymore because you know how to do it by heart. It goes with anything. You just gotta pick up to do it, like chores or any kind of work study. You just gotta learn how to do it. But I'm going too deep into it. It's just that the titles that each episode has something to do with what's going on, along with the kind of food that Rangy is planning to cook for everybody. Some very mysterious things happen. Like she started having memories that are not her own. People she do not realize that she even recognize at all. And of course, slick, cool animation. Because the fight scenes in this is pretty cool. They're girls with giant weapons that fight giants. So it's pretty cool to see it all together. So in a way you can say that they're Titans. Wild Hunt are the Titans, the Frost Giants. Even you could say that. Since it's really trying to take off the Norse mythology, but that's pretty much all there is to it, as the weapons and the enemies are named after Norse mythology. The characters themselves are as Japanese as you can think they are. Nothing else, they just name them after this because they just have this name to them. So the question is, why do they have these weapons, these abilities? And where is everybody else in the world? What happened? The answers are revealed towards near the end, as most RPGs do, but this one takes its time. You gain and learn the girls, and they're more than just these one-off characters that you see every day. No, they may have this thing where they say a certain phrase or they act a certain way all the time, but as situations get dire in certain circumstances, you start to see there's more layers to them after all. Like the big sister one, she acts like she could be dependable, reliable, and she's always there being the shield, and she's the most athletic. But when it comes to certain dangers, she has her woes. She can break down and cry and panic, and sometimes needs someone to have a shoulder to lean on as well. She herself will have negative thoughts about the other girls, if you will see in a certain episode. It just happens. Showing that people may seem one-off when you first see them, but as time goes on, you do understand that there's more to them than just the basic presentation that they show you, because as humans we all want to have this presentation that we show people when we first meet them, and we like to make that good impression most of the times. But as time goes on, the person that we present ourselves to realize there's more to us than what we show them. Things slip up, things happen, and it can be intentional or unintentional, but it shows that we're not just who we say we are, sometimes for the better or for the worse. So there are layers to these characters as the show goes on. Some people throughout the show, they feel like the show was sometimes we're not going nowhere because it was too much with the character development, but not enough with the plot. Now, pretty much after episode 6, yes, I said 6, is where things truly start to kick off. You start understanding that there are other survivors out there in the world. There are things happening. Even a certain critical point it happens in one of the earlier episodes was not enough to keep people around, despite how dramatic it may be. It just wasn't enough. So it does suffer from its first half of the show, where it's just a bunch of random things happening, but during the second half, things truly start to kick off for the girls. Secrets are revealed, the stakes are higher, and of course, some things are answered as well. It is a 13 episode show, and I enjoy it. And when the animation fights do happen, boy do they happen. I'm like, one of the best scenes ever is Rangy when she's fighting on her own against one of the strongest enemies in the series. Is showing her just running through a building, falling out the building, catching a ride off her weapon, and trying to fight the thing all on her own. It is beautiful, slick, sleek animation. Like, yo. As the years go on, Studio Gohan's was the laughing stock, especially with handshakers. Despite how I love handshakers, it had its flaws. The way the designs of the background, some of the effects, the angles were just weird, but they kept the angles because that's just their thing. They're not letting that go. They'll just make better angles. But everything else was just crazy top notch. And they're proud of it, and I'm proud of them. So yes, I say that you have to give Momentary Lily a must watch. It is that good of a show. The opening is great. The characters are interesting as time goes on. You just have to give them time and a chance. and everything else, it comes with the show during the second half. Everything else for that is just, like, it's episodic, and it could be good for some. I enjoy it because I'm used to this kind of writing, watching anime for years, so I'm used to this kind of thing happening, especially playing JRPGs for so long as well. It's just something I come to expect, but I enjoy nonetheless because, the formulaic thing that happens, I like it. With that being said, I hope you guys give this show a listen, well, a watch, listen, and tell me what you think about it. Because it's really good. I enjoy it. It's not really good, it's just really good. That's my personal opinion on that. So anyways, for that being said, I'll end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has the Madcrownxox on Anime. Signing out.